Psalm 65. Praise is due you, O God, in Zion, and to you shall vows be performed. O you who hear prayer, to you shall all flesh come. When iniquities prevail against me, you atone for our transgressions. Blessed is the one who you choose and bring near to dwell in your courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of your house, the holiness of your temples. By awesome deeds you answer us with righteousness, O God of our salvation, the hope of all the ends of the earth and of the farthest seas, the one who by his strength established the mountains, being girded with might, who stills the roaring of the seas, the roaring of their waves, the tumult of the people, so that those who dwell at the ends of the earth are in awe at your signs. You make the going out of the morning and the evening to shout for joy. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water. You provide their grain, for so you have prepared it. You water its furrows abundantly, settling its ridges, softening it with showers, and blessing its growth. You crown the year with your bounty. Your wagon tracks overflow with abundance. The pastures of the wilderness overflow. The hills gird themselves with joy. The meadows clothe themselves with flocks. The valleys deck themselves with grain. They shout and sing together for joy. Commentary. Psalm 65 is a psalm of praise that celebrates God's provision, both spiritual and physical. It focuses on God's power, forgiveness, and care, detailing how God answers prayers, atones for sin, and provides a bountiful harvest for the earth through rain and the natural world. The psalm highlights the blessings of dwelling in God's presence and concludes with vivid imagery of the earth rejoicing in abundance. Spiritual themes. Praise for God's greatness. The psalm begins with an emphasis on praise, acknowledging that God is worthy of worship for his mighty and awesome deeds. Forgiveness and atonement. It speaks of God's ability to atone for transgressions and forgive sins, which is central to the joy of worship. Blessedness of God's people. The psalm expresses the joy of those chosen and brought near to dwell in God's courts. God as the hope of all nations. It recognizes God as the hope of all the ends of the earth, a theme that has spiritual and prophetic significance. Physical and natural themes. Bountiful harvests. The psalm is famous for its detailed description of God's provision for the earth, calling him the Lord of harvest, provision, and plenty. God as the creator and sustainer. It credits God with creating the mountains and commanding the rain to provide water and enable growth. Celebration of nature's abundance. The text uses vivid imagery of overflowing pastures, joyful hills, and valleys full of grain, portraying a celebration of God's goodness throughout creation. Context and use. A time of thanksgiving. While it can be used at any time, the psalm's language about vows and plentiful harvest suggests it was used during Israel's harvest festivals, particularly the Feast of Tabernacles, a transition from sorrow to joy. The psalm can be seen as a transition from previous sad psalms, representing a new morning of hope and joy after a dark night.